This week, the channels ask, what is the biggest challenge you've had to overcome?
5.5 years ago, I went sober. So alcoholism, I overcame that. Previous in 2009, I did a lot of drugs and I had a heart attack. So I completely quit the drugs, but I kept drinking. And then I quit drinking 5.5 years ago. And that's when my art just took off.
The senior year, one of my close friends from when I was younger, he passed away, and it was just out of the blue, which I didn't know how to deal with it, and I didn't talk to anyone. I was very closed in, and so that was a 2-year long kind of internal obstacle.
Well, I have dyscalculia, so I have problems with learning math and stuff like that. So I had a lot of trouble in college passing any of my math courses, which is something that I needed to do in order to graduate and transfer and all that stuff. So it took me 3 times for each of my math classes that I had to take in order to pass. So when I finally did pass my math classes and I was able to finally transfer to university, I was pretty much in tears because it was so hard for me.
The feelings of insecurity that I have every single day. It never gets easier, but it gets more repetitive. So when I was younger, it was really hard to come up against situations and figure out ways to go about it. But then as I get older, I just get better at the practice of doing it. It doesn't get easier. It's just I have this framework of overcoming these insecurities that plague me in everything that I do.
My biggest obstacle that I have overcome has been moving to California from Chicago. Just a whole different way of living, and but I'm here and I created a family and it's been great.
The biggest challenge I overcome was trying to make peace with myself. There are so many things as human beings that we err on a daily basis. It's hard to forgive yourself, and you go regret, you feel guilty, and you almost feel like you don't belong on this planet.
So the biggest obstacle that I have ever overcome was when I was 40 years old. I had been living in Europe, and I returned from Europe and I went back to college, and I have never been so scared to do anything in my entire life. I felt like I was around much younger people and that I was probably hadn't studied in so long I didn't know if I could do it, and it was the biggest challenge, but it was also my biggest success.